Hello, beautiful people and handsome people. So today is your girl Gina and it's Gina's signature. So I'll be making a corset today. I will just be showing you the cutting process, and there will be a part two that will show the full process. It's a very beautiful gown. So I'll just be showing you the upper part for today. And so please kindly sit back, relax, and let's ride along. So I have my basic measurements drafted on the paper, because I'll be drafting this of course on the paper so that it will be easy and it will be visible. So I'll just be labeling those points I had marked. So I have my bust point, my under bust, my half length, and then the sewing allowance, and of course the chest line. From my bust line, I just came up by 2 inches for my chest line, and that is what I'm rolling out as a straight line right there. And for the upper part, if you want, this is for those that want to make use of a yoke. But for this particular tutorial, I will not be needing the yoke. I'll just be needing from the bust area down to the waist area. So I'm just trying to do this tutorial for some people that would want to add a yoke to theirs. So now for the neck width, I made use of 3 inches, and then for the neck depth, I equally made use of 3 inches. So now I'll be marking the necessary measurements now. So right there now, I divided my nipple to nipple, my bust span measurement into two, and that gave me 4 inches. So that is what I'm marking. So I'll be marking that from the chest line down to the waistline. So, and then I'll be ruling out a straight line to indicate that. Corset, this pattern is very easy, so it's beginner friendly. So even if you're a beginner, you will be able to understand perfectly. So far you know how to cut a bustier. If you can cut a bustier, then this will be very easy for you to go about. So now under my bust measurement, that is under the bust, I'll be marking 1 inch, and then of course on the waistline or half length, I'll be marking 1 inch respectively, and then I'll be connecting those lines down to my waistline, from my under bust to my waistline. Yes. And so of course on my bust line, it's just like the way we do our bustier. I will coming down by 1 inch, and from that 1 inch I'll be carving to meet my under bust 1 inches that I marked for my under bust. So that is us just getting our darts. And so I'll be doing the same thing on this other side. So we have our under bust darts all ready. So basically the next thing we're going to be doing now is to come to our shoulder, and at that shoulder point I'm going to be dividing my shoulder into two. So whatever I have 5 inches there, so I'll be dividing that into two, and that will give me 2.5 inches. And so from that 2.5 inches, I'll be connecting it to meet my bust span measurements, as you see me do. Just connect it like so. Yes. So the next thing we're basically going to be doing right about now is to get the spacing that would have for our corset. So for you, you can, if you want, you can make use of half an inch, but I'll be making use of 1 inch. So I'll be marking that on my chest line and then on my bust line. So I'll be rolling that to connect each other like so. So that will be the center of our corset. And then for this other side, in order to get our upper bust tightening, and I don't want the bust because my client does not want a bust to be showing, so I'm going to be coming up by 1 inch from my chest line again, because she wants everything to be covered. But if you want to show your own like cleavage, you can leave it on the chest line, or you just come down even 1 inch from your chest line. But for my client, I came up by 1 inch, and on that 1 inch I'll be marking 1 inch on both sides, just to give you that tightening on the chest area, so that when you bend it will not show. You know, this is not going to be carrying a yoke, it's going to be having a spaghetti strap, that is like a tube, but it will have spaghetti straps. So I'm connecting the 1 inch to the bust point as you see me mark, as you see me connect it. Just use your free hand or your pattern master so you can see that is how it came out to be. And so the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to get my armhole measurement. So I'll be dividing the left whatever that was left after doing my shoulder slope, and that was 8 inches. The mid was 4, so I came in by half an inch just to get my armhole measurement. And so I just want to divide my bust measurement into 2. My bust measurement is for my client, my bust measurement is 36. That's divided into 4. That should give me 9. So that is what I marked there. And then so I'm connecting my armhole like so. This is a very beginner friendly kind of corset. It's very easy and direct. So even if you're a beginner, you would understand everything that is done here perfectly well. So as you see me, that mark that I marked for my bust measurement, whatever is there, I have 1 inch. And so I'm dividing that into 2, and so that will be half an inch. So right from that half an inch, I'll be connecting from that side to my underbust. As you see me, you can see the way I placed the pattern master. So I'll be connecting it like so to connect to my underbust. So now we have the first cup of the corset. It's very easy. And so for this other side, right from where I came down by 1 inch for my dividing the corset in the middle part, I'll just connect it like so, and voila, we have our corset all ready. So we are basically almost through with all this. So I just want to carve out the yoke for anybody that wants to use a skin net or an illusion net to get their yoke. So I'll be coming down just half an inch from that chest line, so that it will give me like a safeguard or a guideline on how to connect my yoke. So you can see me, I had to use my free hand. I didn't want to use my pattern master, so I'm carving it like so. You can see I came up by that 1 inch that I marked earlier, so that my bust will not show. And so I came down by half an inch from that area too, and then I connected like so. So I'll use my pattern master to rule out the remaining. So that is what you see. So that is how it's going. That is how it's going to look. To mark out my neckline very well, it's going to be a sweetheart neckline, just light, not very deep, because of course my client does not want her bust to show, or her cleavage or anything. She does not want anything to show. She wants it to be covered, even though it's going to be like a tube, because we will not be adding a yoke like I said. So those places that I'm marking are the dart area that will be cut off. We won't be needing all those places again. So that is why I'm indicating it as you see me do. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to be inputting the normal measurements, and then we'll be through with the front part. You can see that corset is not really that difficult. So I've already marked my bust as 9 inches, so I want to replace the darts. So I measured that because it was 1 inch we took on both sides, and then I'll mark 2.5 inches as sewing allowance. So if you like, you can go for 3 inches. That's entirely dependent on you. And on the waist area, I'll be coming there. I'll be marking my waist divided into 4. Whatever I have, I'll mark it. I think my waist measurement was 7.5, and then of course I added back the 2 inches for the darts. And then I added 3 inches at the waist area, not 2.5. It was at the bust area that I added 2.5 inches. So I'm going to be connecting it like so. And then we are through. So the next thing I'll be doing now is just to cut it out. So please always ensure that you mark your cups so that you won't be confused when you are about to sew it. So I will still mark it out or indicate which is which, so that it will not be confusing. So I'm cutting it out right about now. Just want to extend that line to the sewing allowance. So if you've watched up to this level, please kindly hit the likes button, subscribe, and kindly give this video a big and huge thumbs up, and please always leave comments. Yeah, thank you all. So I'm cutting it out right about now. So let me just finish with the yoke part so that I'll come back to the lower part. So my fan was very high because the weather was very hot, so that is why it kept blowing the papers, so please pardon me for that. So now I'm cutting out the mid part, the middle of the corset. That is what I'm cutting out right about now. So that is the middle part, and then I'll be cutting out the cups. So you just follow the lines as you see. And okay, so here I remember that I had not indicated which was which, so that I will understand when I'm sewing. So that was how I ended up indicating arrows and then labeling it as number 1 and then number 2, so that I won't have to say or tell stories that touch the art. So you need to be careful when cutting this out so that you won't mix up everything. So I've cut everything out. This is how it looks. It's all looking beautiful, easy and direct, so a beginner can even be able to cut this, especially if the beginner knows how to cut a bustier. Once you have an idea of how to cut a bustier, you can cut a corset very easily. So these are everything. There's the yoke and the cups. Just had to show you so that you see how it is. So right about now, we'll be going over to cutting of the back. For the back, I'm not making use of loops because my client told me not to make use of loops. You would rather use a zipper. So I'll be putting a zipper on this, the back of the. So I'd already gone ahead to draft out the basic measurements we need. I've done the shoulder slope. I've done the chest line, and of course the waistline and the half length. So we're just going to be inputting our bust measurement, our waist measurement, and of course our darts. And then for the yoke, whatever you want to do, I'll show you how to go about that. So the first thing I want to do is just to get my armhole measurement divided by 2, which is 4 inches. I'm not coming in by half an inch because we don't have any issues here in the front. We're going to be doing the armhole the normal way, so I'll just carve out to meet the bust measurement. So that is our armhole. As at this time, my my marker was trying to, like, it's trying. I don't know. Do markers even last these days? But I don't know when I bought this thing. I've just used it for many times and it's already dry. So yes, I'm marking my a dart measurement, and then I'll come down by 1 inch from my chest line, and of course I'll rule a straight line like we usually do, and then take my dart intakes. So I'll be taking half inch on both sides, and then I'll join it to the mark from my chest line. I'll slant it to that place. So I had to get another marker because I didn't understand how that marker was misbehaving. So even this one self was not that good, but I think I will be getting a new marker before my next tutorial because I can't just understand what this is all about. So this is my dart, so I'll be inputting my waist measurement. And please always remember that the placement of measurements at this back, especially if it has a zipper, must start from the zipper line, not beyond it. So please just place your tape on that zipper allowance that you marked out. Like mine, I marked out 1.5 inches and I ruled out that line. So every measurement must start from that zipper allowance. So I marked my waist divided by 4, added back the 1 inch for that, and then 3 inches sewing allowance because that was what I used for the fronts. So now I'm extending that line because that is where the back is going to be getting to, because of course I'm not making use of the yoke. So I just want to show you, if you want to open the back of the yoke, like if you want to use that skin net or illusion net, you can go for a V neckline like you see me do, like that. Or if it's going to be a round neckline, you can equally take your pattern master. No matter how deep you want your back neckline to be, you can just drag and sew it like that. So I was just trying to show different ways by which you can achieve the beauty for your yoke at the back, but I'll not be needing that because I'll not be putting a yoke on this dress. So I'll be cutting that out, and we're basically through with both the front and the back pieces. You can see that it's very easy, it's beginner friendly. See, the paper now married the scissors. See, I was like, oh my god, you want to tear this paper, hey, and it tore it. If not that I was careful, I don't know how the paper just like sliced or just went into the scissors like that. Please, sorry. So I'll be cutting that off now. So I don't need it, so I'll be cutting it off. That is the yoke. So I just want to write it out. You can see that this one was even fucking up, as at this time it was not visible at all. So I went with the V neckline. So anybody that wants the V neckline, congratulations, you saw me do that. So that is the way you are going to mark and cut it out, and then I'll be going for the shoulder slope. Yeah, and so this is how the back is going to be looking like. So before we go further, I just have to notch my zipper allowance, and then of course I'll notch my dart allowance as well. So in order to avoid the bulginess at the back, so I will just be slanting half an inch, I was slanting from half an inch from the waist area down to almost the end of the zip, as you see me do. Just look at what I'm doing, because I do this every time I make my videos, so you should be used to it by now. So in order to avoid those bulginess at the zip area at the back, if you do this, your zipper will never be bulgy. So just slant it like so, and then you cut out that half inch. It won't affect your zipper allowance in any way. If you want to fix your zipper, just fix your zipper the same measurement, or the same inches you marked for it, and everything will be well. And at the waistline, like so, I'm going to be coming up by half an inch, and then I'll slant it into the dart line. I always do this too because it has always given me good results. So from the waistline, I'll go up by half an inch as well, and then I'll slant it into the dart line like so. I just slant it in like so, and then I'll cut it off. So by the time you fix your zipper, everything will be sitting perfect on your waistline. Yeah, it has always worked, and it's very, very easy. So now we have both our front and our back pieces ready. So I'll be going ahead now to cut out this on my fabric. So we're going to be having a part 2 of this, because that will be the sewing process. Because if I had wanted to make this, I won't be able to show the sewing process, but I want to show the sewing process because the cloth is a beauty. So that is why I decided to show the cutting part as part 1, and then of course the sewing sorry, the sewing process is going to be the part 2. So I'm just trying, basically showing you that if you fix your zipper and all, that is how the V-line will be at the back, so it's looking beautiful. So it's entirely your choice. So I'll be back. So yes, I've gone ahead to cut out my fabric. As you can see, I've cut everything out. Everything must be in twos. Please ensure that everything is in twos, and exactly as you cut here, that is how you're going to be cutting your lining. So I'd already cut out the skirt part, because it's going to be having a skirt and then it's going to be having a peplum. I don't want to show the picture yet. It's when I've sewn it that I'm going to be showing the picture on the thumbnail. Even the inspiration, I don't want to show it yet. So that's why I just showed like how to cut a corset. So but you're going to see the main picture at the part 2 of this corset. So these are all the things. So the skirt part, if you don't know how to cut a skirt, please kindly head to my channel. Just go and watch how to cut a basic skirt. It's very, very easy. And of course, I'll be making use of these cups to give the bust area a volume. So just watch out for the part 2 of this tutorial. It's going to be interesting, and it's going to be well detailed. So thank you all. So if you have any questions, please kindly leave it in the comment section. And these other materials, I'll be making use of it at the lower part. So in the next tutorial, that is where all of these will be shown. So just stay tuned and watch out. Thank you all, and God bless you. Like I said earlier, if you have watched up to this level, kindly hit on that like button, subscribe, and please always ensure that you hit on that red bell so that you get notified anytime I'll upload a new video. Thank you all, and God bless you. And this is Genius Signatures. As you see, always kind of watch it for my tutorials. Thank you all, and gotcha. See you on my next tutorial. Have a lovely day. Love you all.